Hi guys, it's been a while since you've seen my face, and this video is also like a week and a half late. So I did the Buzzwordathon hosted by Dylan the Reader 5 and Books and Lala, and this round of the Buzzword Readathon, the word was girl. So all of these books have girl in the title. So I'm gonna tell you guys the 4 books that I finished, the 3 I didn't finish, one of which I DNF'd and will not pick up again. The other 2 I just didn't get a chance to. If I keep looking off to the side, sorry, my camera's like 2 feet away and I have a viewfinder right there. So, first book, Winter Girls by Laurie Halse Anderson. This is about a girl who is extremely anorexic and her friend, who was also extremely anorexic, died right before the book starts. Her friend also tries to contact her right before she dies. 110% trigger warnings, like huge trigger warnings on this for anorexia, bulimia, eating disorders of any sort, mental illness, suicide, self-harm. This was extremely hard to read. It was just like, because you're in her mind and she's going through all this stuff, and she's very hard to read from. The way it's set up is not hard to read. I enjoyed it. I guess it's hard to say I enjoyed it because the topic was just so heavy. It was very hard to read. It was very easy to read because of the way it was written, but the topic was very hard to read about. I would definitely suggest this if you think you can handle it. If you are not in a good place with your mental health or recovery, if you're recovering from anything, I would not suggest this. I think it could be a very triggering and very damaging book for some people. Just be very cautious if you do decide at any point you want to read this specific book. Be very aware of yourself, your mental state, and if at any point, like, just stop reading it because it just gets heavy. Like, it just keeps getting heavier and heavier as you go through the book. It does not get easier at any point. Huge trigger warnings on this, but I would definitely suggest it if you think you're in a good place to read it. The second book that I finished was The Last Girl on Earth by Alexandra Blogger. This is about the last human on the earth after aliens have come and wiped us all out, except for this one. This book was so good up until the last 50 pages. There was a lot of stuff happening. It was really interesting the way the story was going. It was just fascinating and fun and fast-paced and so interesting and cute and harsh, and like, it was just so good. And then the last 50 pages happened, and like 17 different things happened in the last 50 pages. And I feel like if they had been spread out a little bit more, it would have been better. If it had, like, yeah, if it had just been spread out more, or like there had been hints of things, like, there was just so much all at once that I could not handle it. So if that ruins books for you, like, definitely maybe not. Other than that, this was really good. I enjoyed the writing, I enjoyed the story, I enjoyed the characters. It was a lot of fun. The third book that I finished was Suicide Notes from Beautiful Girls by Lynn Weingarten. And this is also about a girl whose friend commits suicide and tried to contact her in the last couple of days. Both of these pairs of friends in this and Winter Girls hadn't talked for an extended period of time. So when the main characters received the calls from the ex-best friend, they didn't pick up because they didn't know what to expect. This one was, she was trying to figure it out because she didn't think that her best friend would kill her. She didn't think that her friend would kill herself that way. Because she's found in a burned down shed, and she committed suicide by burning herself, even though she was terrified of fire. So she's convinced it's murder, and she goes on this whole long thing trying to prove that it was a murder. And I liked the ending. Actually, it was weird, okay? It was really weird, because the thing that you expect to find out at the end, you find out halfway through, and then the entire story just flips directions, and it's like, oh, we were doing this, now we're doing this. So, that's the thing. It was interesting, is what I got. I liked it though. I would definitely suggest it. The last book that I actually finished is one that I didn't expect to finish. I expected it to be my second DNF. And that is The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo by Stieg Larsson. This was just good. It was just good. Like, okay, so on the back it says, okay. Yeah, we're following Michael Bloomquist and Lisbeth Salander as they try to find out the story of Harriet Vanguard. And it was just cool. Like, it was just cool. It was interesting, and I didn't want to stop reading, because I really enjoyed it. Like, legitimately, I read at least this chunk of the book, like, in one day. Like, 400 pages of the book in one sitting. So, but I really enjoyed this book. It was so good. It was so good. It was just good. I really am glad I read it. It's a mystery. There were a couple moments that were hard to read. I would definitely put a rape trigger warning on this. That's definitely the big one, is the rape trigger warning on this book. So the two books that I started and didn't finish: Stargirl by Jerry Spinelli. Not what I expected. I thought it was going to be like about little kids. Not about high school students, even though it does say Micah High on the back of it. But I only got like two chapters into this because I wasn't actively reading it, because I was actively reading the bigger books that I had. I will finish. And then The Girl Who Played with Fire by Stieg Larsson. I started reading this. I'm only on page 54. I didn't get very far because I started working. So that cut a lot of my reading short, because I think the last day of the readathon, I started work. Maybe? No, it wasn't the last day of the readathon. It was the day after. And the last day of the readathon, we were doing something all day. Just can't remember what. But I was enjoying this until I put it down, so I'm definitely going to continue reading this book. And my one lonely DNF that I didn't think I'd DNF, and I DNF'd for a couple of reasons. And I feel like this is probably controversial because it's like definitely a favorite of a lot of people. But I DNF'd Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn. I hated this book. I got 72 pages in and I hated this book. The writing was pretentious. The characters were pretentious. Everything was pretentious. Like, this was so pretentious. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm stupid and I don't get it, but I don't care to get it. If it's me, stupid, I don't want to get it. This was pretentious. This was stupid. Like, I'm getting a little defensive here. This is me being defensive because I thought this book was extremely pretentious. Simple as that. But I'm never gonna read this book. I'm getting rid of it, and I'm probably getting rid of her other two books because I have no interest in reading her pretentious writing. If anybody did enjoy it, can we respectfully tell me why? So also I need to tell you the exact point where I DNF'd it. It's page 72. Because on page 71, well, this is fucking fantastic. I've asked like 17 people and they agree with me. Carthage was, until a year ago, a company town, and that company was the sprawling Riverway Mall, a tiny city unto itself that once employed 4,000 locals, 1/5 the population. It was built in 1985, a destination mall meant to attract shoppers from all over the Middle West. Can anybody please explain to me what the fuck the Middle West is? Okay. I'm an East Coast girl. East Coast, that's where I'm from. Love it. Always be a coast girl. I live in the Midwest right now because I live in Pennsylvania, and Pennsylvania's in the Midwest. Everybody from this area says Midwest. I've never heard anybody say Middle West. You say Middle East when you're talking about, you know, that nice little region in the Middle East over by Europe and Asia, but like in the United States, the section is called the Midwest. I read that and I was like, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. So those are all the books that I read. I read a total of 1,632 pages, which is super exciting. I finished 4 books, which is awesome. And now, because today is the official start of it, I'm going to edit and upload this, because if I don't do it now, I never will. And then I'm going to start reading for the Subathon, because that starts yesterday. It started yesterday on Monday, the 21st. And I wanted to participate, so I'm going to do that. All right, thank you guys for sticking around. I know I haven't posted anything in a while, and I cannot guarantee that I will be any sort of consistent, because I did just get a new job, but hopefully I can post on Tuesdays because they're my day off every week. So I'm gonna try to like film and upload on Tuesdays because it's my day off. So if I can, then I will. If I can't, then I won't, but I'm not gonna force myself to do something if I can't do it, so I'm gonna try. So hopefully, no promises, next week I will have a Subathon wrap-up for you guys. Also, if you don't, follow my Instagram, because when I do get into a thing, I like to do Instagram stories. So watch out my Instagram stories, because they're kind of fun sometimes. The entire week of this previous readathon, I was basically posting the exact same things on there that I was filming on here, which is why I'm probably just not going to upload it. So I'm at like over 20 minutes of footage now. I'm done. Thank you guys so much for sticking around, and if you've subscribed recently, thank you. I appreciate that. It makes me feel loved. So yeah, thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you can check out my next video. Have a great day and a wonderful week. Bye.